Okay, welcome back. This is the playoff predictions. So, as you can see, I've modified it a little bit. I went over it again and I changed some games around. Just, I made it as fair as possible. Not saying that I did anything on purpose, like if I was like, oh, somebody in the comments said that the Patriots, correct, that's not a good example, or somebody said that the Bears the record was too low, so now I gave them 10 wins. Nothing like that. I just went over it again, and I was looking at the side this time. So when I was picking teams like the Chiefs, and I saw like, oh shoot, they've already lost 4 games. I'm gonna look at that game more in depth and say, okay, so the Chiefs probably should win that game, especially if they know that they have a losing record, so they're gonna try just a little bit harder to win. So I don't know what's different from the last one. The Browns did a lot better. Not a lot better. I think they won 2 more games. I gave them 2 more games this time. The Steelers. Last time the Steelers made the playoffs and the Browns didn't, but it's reversed. Ravens won a lot more games. This is pretty much the same. Jets, Bills battling for the spot in the playoffs. Jaguars won 12 games too, but I gave these teams some more wins just because, yeah, somebody in the comments did say that teams like the Colts and everything shouldn't just be stepping stones for all these other teams to just get easy wins, because that's not true. Upsets happen, so I thought of it a little bit more in depth, and I said, oh yeah, you know what, they can actually win some of those games. And then this division, I don't know if any of these teams made it last time, but if they did, none of them made it this time. The Lions still won the division, but obviously the Bears were close. It actually came down to week 18, but the Packers still own the Bears, so that's why they missed the playoffs. If the Bears won and the Lions, even if the Lions won, I think the Bears would still be in the playoffs, but the Packers beat them. Saints, the Panthers aren't in the playoff this time, although they still did go 10-7. Yeah, Seahawks, Niners, Rams, Cardinals are still pretty much the same. And then the Cowboys flipped their record. They were 6-11. Now they're 11-6. I don't know how they got 6-11, because I know I gave them some upsets there. Like I picked them against the Jets. I picked them against the Dolphins. So I don't know how they were 6-11, but they're 11-6 now. Eagles 1 seed. So this is what the playoffs looks like. We have some fun matchups like the Ravens and the Chiefs. I'm gonna take the Chiefs though, although if Lamar really becomes Lamar like he should be, then I could actually see the Ravens winning that. Browns, Jaguars. I mean, I'm going to pick the Jaguars, but if Deshaun Watson plays like Deshaun Watson, then the Browns could be scary. I mean, that's probably why they made the playoffs. Dolphins, Bills. This is actually, this is a fine matchup. I was going to say this is a tough matchup to have in the wild card, but we almost beat the Bills last year with our third string quarterback, so it shouldn't actually be. And we're at home this time, so the Dolphins should win that game. Cowboys, Lions. The last time the Lions were in the playoffs, they played the Cowboys in the wild card and lost. This would be a tough way for the Lions to go out, but unfortunately I think it is. Sorry, Lions. Seahawks, Saints. Beastquake again? Or this Derek Carr? This is a tough one. But this... dang, this is the toughest one of this whole wild card. I'm going to edge towards the Saints only because they're at home. Falcons, Niners. I'm going to take the 49ers. That should be a pretty easy win for them. Dolphins, Jaguars. I'm going to take the Dolphins. Chiefs Bengals. I think the Bengals win this time. They're at home this time in the playoffs. Yeah, I think they're going to show it. I think they're going to beat the Chiefs. Saints, 49ers. I can actually see a Saints up at. I'm actually going to take the Saints. I can't believe I'm doing that, but I don't like that matchup. I took one look at it and my head went to Saints immediately. I don't know why. But I'm actually going to take the Saints. Cowboys, Eagles. I'm going to take the Eagles. So then we have Dolphins, Bengals, Saints, Eagles. That's a good matchup. Bengals, Dolphins. Last year I would have picked the Bengals pretty easily. I wouldn't really have thought about it. I just picked the Bengals. But if Tua's healthy, we have Jalen Ramsey now. I'm actually hedging towards the Dolphins, but because the Bengals at home, it's more of a 50-50. I don't know. I mean, they just kind of came off playing the Chiefs. My gut's telling me Dolphins, so I'm going to go Dolphins. Saints, Eagles. I'd love to see a Saints upset here, but I think it's pretty clearly the Eagles. Eagles, Dolphins in the Super Bowl. That would be a good matchup. It is a good matchup. 1 versus 2. Oh, these are pretty similar teams, as in the star power. They both got a lot of names on their roster. Both really good defenses, explosive offenses. But I think the Eagles win it. They just have the experience. They were in the Super Bowl last year. They should get the win there. So that's the playoff predictions. Hopefully you guys enjoyed these records a little bit more than last video. And you can take a look at that too.